For those who remained in Vietnam, the end of the war did not bring peace or prosperity. In late 1978, after a series of border conflicts, Vietnamese troops invaded Cambodia. They took control of most of that country, now renamed Kampuchea. One result was a Western boycott of trade with Vietnam, a country desperately in need of economic assistance. In 1985, we visited Vietnam's capital city, Hanoi. The problems facing Vietnam were visible everywhere. This may be one of the world's most depressing capitals, and certainly one of the world's most destitute. 10 years after they defeated the South Vietnamese and unified the country, 31 years after they chased the French out, the communist regime has failed miserably to put the nation's economy on anything like a viable basis. It is a bicycle economy in a computer world. It lacks tools and skills and raw materials to lift itself out of the mire, to widen its third-class, two-lane, principal highway along the 110 kilometers between Hanoi and its port of Haiphong. 10,000 laborers cutting mud bricks from one side of a bank and passing them hand by hand to build the road's foundation on the other side. The foreman tells me with pride that it will take them just 2 months to cover 2 kilometers, a mile and a quarter this way. A bulldozer or two could do the job in a week, but Vietnam has few bulldozers and not enough gasoline for them. Public transport in Hanoi is unbelievably decrepit. Agricultural practices are primitive. Again, no tools, and the cattle are four-hoofed cadavers. Poverty is overwhelming. Average income is barely $1 a month at the black market rate. Basic items of food and clothing are available on a sporadic ration at state stores. In the free market, pork costs a week and a half's wages per pound, 2 weeks' wages for a live chicken or duck, 1 week for an orange, almost a year's wages for the almost essential bicycle. There are some surprises here. There's very little visible bomb damage from the American attacks, and the people are particularly friendly to Americans. We brought John McCain back to Hanoi. He's Arizona's Republican congressman now. He was shot down in a raid on the power plant in the center of the city, was captured and spent 6 years in captivity here. Yet old residents who remembered well that raid greeted him with kind words and a warm handshake. And a surprise, too, is that the people, for all of this grinding poverty, do not seem unhappy. On the street, they are animated, smile frequently, and laugh heartily. These people of Hanoi have the trappings of civilization, but virtually none of the amenities. And there's not much likelihood of change as long as their communist government spends 55% of its pitiful income supporting the world's 4th largest army and fights a costly war in neighboring Kampuchea. There goes most of the $1 billion a year Vietnam is said to get from its patron, the Soviet Union. To the outsider, the situation here seems so hopeless. It is said that China is a sleeping giant. Vietnam seems comatose. This is Walter Cronkite, CBS News, Hanoi.